Hey there, welcome back to Pure Stoic Truth. Thank you for choosing to spend your time here. Your presence truly means a lot. If you're new, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss content that sharpens your mind, strengthens your core, and helps you rise above emotional chaos. In our last video, we exposed the 8 unacceptable female behaviors that smart men never tolerate. That was about boundaries, clarity, and learning when to walk away. But now, we're taking it one step further into a space that's quieter, yet far more dangerous, because when she stops calling, when the messages stop coming, when everything turns to silence, it's not always what it seems. So today we dive into 5 brutal truths about why she's suddenly silent. What if her silence isn't absence, but a strategy? Could her distance be the ultimate test of your emotional discipline? And more importantly, will you pass? Or will you crumble under the pressure of not knowing? Let's unravel this, piece by piece. Point 1. She might be testing your emotional control. Believe it or not, when a woman goes silent, no calls, no texts, no explanation, it's often not random. It's intentional, a hidden probe into your mind. And whether she's aware of it or not, she's looking for something. Your reaction. Now be honest, when that message doesn't come, do you spiral? Do you double text? Do you start rewriting drafts at midnight, turning into a modern-day Shakespeare, pouring your feelings into paragraphs she never asked for? That, my friend, is the exact moment where stoicism becomes your greatest weapon. Because emotional control isn't proven when everything's calm. It's revealed in the storm. Her silence? That's not the threat. Your overreaction is that picture. This, your phone buzzes. Do you instantly leap across the room like a panicked animal? Or can you sit still, composed, unfazed? Her silence is a mirror. One that reflects whether you own your emotions, or whether they own you. And just when you think that's the whole story, wait until you hear what comes next. Because it turns out, her silence might not even be about you at all. 2. She could be choosing herself. And maybe, so should you. It's not always about punishment. Sometimes it's not a test, it's self-prioritization. She's focusing on her own journey, her healing, her future. And guess what? You should be doing exactly the same. A stoic man doesn't beg for attention. He builds his mission. You're not meant to orbit her life. You're meant to build your own universe. A kingdom, not a cage. Think about it. How can she water your garden if she's still planting her own? This period of silence? It's your call to arms. Not to chase, but to level up. To refine your focus, your body, your goals. Because the more you choose your purpose, the more naturally you become the man who doesn't need validation. The man who attracts it. So let me ask you, if you disappeared for a week, would the silence echo like thunder? Or would the world carry on without noticing? That's where we'll pick up in part 2, where the silence gets even more revealing, and a hidden power begins to shift. In the first part, we uncovered that her silence could be a test or a reflection of her choosing herself over you. But what if it's not about growth or boundaries at all? What if it's something deeper, something slipping through your fingers without a sound? Let's keep going, because this next truth, it might sting, but it also might be the very thing that sets you free. 3. It might mean she's losing interest, and that's your gift. Yes, I said it. She might be losing interest, not testing you, not healing, not leveling up, just losing interest. And sure, That realization can land like a punch to the gut, like watching a fire that once kept you warm slowly die down into cold ash. It hurts, it confuses, and it leaves a void. But here's the Stoic truth. Loss is not the enemy, attachment is. When someone pulls their energy away from you, it's not rejection, it's redirection. The universe doesn't waste motion. If something or someone is fading from your life, it's because space is being cleared. For better alignment, for deeper purpose, for stronger connections. It's not personal. It's natural. Think about it like this. When a store moves old items to the clearance rack, it's not because they're worthless, it's because something newer, more valuable, is on the way. A better fit, a better match. And yes, sometimes that applies to you too. A Stoic man doesn't anchor his worth in someone else's affection. He builds his identity in who he is becoming, not in who is leaving. Let me ask you something difficult, but necessary. Are you desperately trying to glue shattered glass back together, or are you forging a sword in the fire? That choice defines everything. But just before you assume it's all about disinterest, pause. Because sometimes her silence has absolutely nothing to do with you. Point 4. It could mean she's caught in her own emotional storm. This is something no one talks about. Sometimes her silence is just that, hers. A space she's pulled into because of her own chaos, not because of you. Women, just like men, have internal battles, emotional floods, burdens that weigh heavy on their chest. And often, those moments come without warning, no clear explanation, just distance. And when that happens, it's easy to blame yourself, to think, what did I do wrong? But Stoicism teaches us, do not carry what isn't yours. You wouldn't walk out into the rain and blame yourself for the storm. You wouldn't see lightning and think it's because you didn't reply fast enough. So why do you blame yourself every time she pulls back? Her silence could be grief, overwhelm, depression, family chaos, inner conflict, or simply the need for solitude. The Stoic response is an assumption. It's observation. It's holding the line, staying centered, and not chasing shadows in your mind. Let me ask you this. Are you responding to reality or reacting to a story you wrote in your head? Because sometimes the story isn't even about you. Sometimes you're not the villain or the hero. You're simply outside the chapter. But now, here's the twist most men never see coming. 5. It might be an invitation to reclaim your own power. What if her silence is not punishment or rejection, but an invitation? Not to chase her, but to return to yourself. To reawaken the part of you that forgot how powerful it was. That part of you that lost focus, that stopped showing up for your mission. The part that started seeking validation instead of standing rooted in purpose. In Stoicism, power isn't about domination, it's about self-mastery. So when she withdraws, instead of reaching out in fear, what if you reached in with clarity? Her silence may not be a wall. It might be a mirror. And it might be the one you've been avoiding. Because when you reclaim your power, your discipline, your mission, your identity, something shifts. Not only in you, but in how the world sees you. So here's the question that leads us into the final part. When she goes quiet, will you crumble into confusion or rise with conviction? Because what comes next will show you the ultimate Stoic move that separates the weak from the unshackable. Let's finish strong. So, we've explored how her silence can reflect growth, detachment, or even be an invitation for you to reclaim your power. But now we reach the core. The final revelation. And it might just flip everything you thought you understood. 6. The final truth. Silence reveals your true strength. When she pulls away, the universe isn't giving you a riddle to solve. It's not asking you to chase, to decode, or to beg for answers. It's whispering something far more powerful. Rise, this moment. Her silence isn't a punishment. It's a mirror, a sacred pause in the chaos, an opportunity to turn inward, not outward, to stop checking your phone and start checking your soul. Instead of spiraling into worry over why she didn't text back, ask the deeper questions. Who are you becoming? What empire are you building? What legacy will your name leave behind? Because let's be brutally honest, she won't fall in love with the man who's still wrestling with his Wi-Fi router at 2 a.m., frantically refreshing messages that never came. She's drawn to the man who doesn't need her response to feel whole. The man who stands still in the storm, unshaken. That man doesn't chase. He attracts. He leads, not pleads. Reclaiming your power isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about owning them, shaping them into something sharper, cleaner, more purposeful. You use your pain not to crumble, but to carve yourself into the man you respect. But here's what most miss. There's one final reason why her silence is so significant. One that goes beyond psychology or dating strategies. One that touches the very foundation of masculine energy. Are you ready? Because this might just change how you walk through the world. Silence is the stage where your true self emerges. In the end, her silence isn't about her. It's about you. Silence removes the noise. No compliments, no comfort, no constant messages to keep your ego afloat. It strips away everything you hide behind. It's just you and the raw, unfiltered truth. The real question is not, why is she silent? The real question is, who are you when no one is clapping? Who are you when no one is texting back? When no one is watching? When the room is empty and only your reflection remains? That's the test. That's the battlefield. In Stoicism, this is where real warriors are forged. Not in the conquest of others, but in the conquest of self. And believe me, you don't want your legacy to be great texter, weak king. Her silence? It's not a signal to win her back. It's a summons to win yourself back. So if anything in this video spoke to your core, if it stirred something deep inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that subscribe button and become part of a brotherhood of grounded, awakened men who choose strength over noise, clarity over confusion, and peace over chaos. And remember this: silence isn't always an ending. Sometimes it's your beginning. In the next video, we're diving into something even more eye-opening: 9 behaviors only unfaithful women display. Watch out. If you're ready to sharpen your perception and protect your heart like a king defends his kingdom, you won't want to miss it. I'll see you there.